Welcome to Wednesdays with Wayne, and this week I really want to kind of do more of a public service announcement because everything is really dry. We're going through an extremely droughty period. It's been months where we've had significant rain. So I want to give you some tips on how you can keep your landscape alive, not only for fall, but surviving through the winter time and having things come back still alive and healthy in the springtime. Let's start with the lawn. As you see, the lawn has turned really brown. We still got a little bit of green still going on in the lawn. If your lawn at home has no green left, you can see as we walk here, there's footprints. So it is extremely dry. It's not about making the lawn green right now. It's about keeping the crowns of the grass alive. So the important thing right now, and until we get some significant rain, my suggestion is to put a sprinkler on the lawn. Get your rain gauge out. You want at least a half an inch to 1 inch of water on that lawn one time a week. All we're doing is keeping the crowns alive. If you don't and the lawn completely dies off over the wintertime, you're going to have weeds everywhere and you're going to spend a lot of money reseeding your lawn in the springtime. That's a lot more work than putting that sprinkler on once a week for a half inch to 1 inch of water. Let's take a look at some of the drought damage going on here. So we're looking at these beds. We're here at my church, St. Matthias. Yeah, things are coloring up, starting to get their mid-October or even November or December look to them. This is happening again because of lack of water. Certain plants with deep root systems, like this Vitex, are doing very well. It's not even wilted. But these plants are going to be okay. Although, again, I would give them some supplemental watering just to get that root system strong and get them through the long winter ahead. Any newly planted tree, this one's about 2, 3 years old actually, but if you just planted your landscape, you really need to be very diligent watering. 1 inch of water per week. You should have like a water basin around these plants and give them a good soaking once a week. You see a lot of drought stress here. The plant is not going to die. But again, getting it through the winter, to me, it's very important to have a lot of moisture going into winter. If you've got evergreens, that's critically important. So at least once a week, 1 inch of water for newly planted plants this year, as well as those that are only 2, 3, and maybe even up to 5 years old. I'm going to walk through and make some observations of some different stuff that we put in the ground, and again, showing all this drought stress. These plants were actually planted late spring, and you can see where some got enough water, others have not gotten enough water. Survivability of this, we're just seeing a little bit of green leaves kind of pop back out. I'm going to think the damage on this is too much, whereas the others will survive. Certain plants, again, that have been well established are still looking pretty green. Again, we're seeing some drought stress here and there. Most of the stuff like junipers, the allium, again, are all fine. These are well established. But look at a well-established hydrangea here that has not gotten enough water. Look at the wilted leaves and so forth on there. Again, I'm going to suggest trying to give it some supplemental water, although that plant should survive and should be okay next year. Moving along to the front of the hall, you can see that coneflowers, which are usually pretty drought resistant, and these have been in a long time, really could use some supplemental watering right now. Again, they're probably going to survive. Look at these poor arborescens hydrangeas. These are Annabelle hydrangeas, actually, and again, showing some major signs of drought stress. Even things like the calamenta is coloring up way too early. Things like the coreopsis have stopped flowering because of this significant water needs right now. You can even see certain things like the hellebores have kind of collapsed a little bit from the lack of water. So the final note would be, again, just reminding you that everything is going to need water right now until we start to get a significant amount of rain this fall. So please be mindful of that. If you want to try to color up stuff, here's a great little idea we were doing at the church, kind of these little vignettes. Pumpkins don't require water at this point, so we can actually put some fall stuff together, some beautiful fall displays. Obviously, the pots are put through here, and they're going to need watering on a daily basis. So thank you for joining Wednesdays with Wayne, sponsored by Niemeyer's Landscape Supply. And remember, beautiful landscapes start here.